Students and faculty at George Washington University in D.C. are not happy about the school's plans to provide firearms to some of its campus police officers. Yes, GW wants to do something radical and make sure that some of the police have weapons. So far this year, there have been 16 school shootings that resulted in injuries or deaths, according to Education Week's tracker, as well as 185 so-called mass shootings. With these numbers, you would think students would want, at the least, some of their university police to be armed. Currently, GW police officers do not carry firearms, but University President Mark Wrighton has plans to change that by the fall. He's looking to arm about 20 specifically trained supervisors. The university police force is about a total of about 50 officers. Wrighton said, quote, "While we are not aware of any heightened threat to our university, in recent years there have been too many tragic instances of mass gun violence in communities and on college campuses. February, a gunman killed 3 people, critically injured 5 others at Michigan State. A month later, 3 children, 3 adults gunned down at Covenant School in Nashville, Tennessee, among many other school shootings. We are not just seeing violence rise in schools, but also in D.C. itself, where George Washington University is located. The latest Metropolitan Police Department crime data shows that overall crime is up in the district by 25% compared to the same time last year. GW would not be the first college in the area, even, to arm its officers. Police at Howard University, University of District of Columbia, Catholic University carry firearms. In life-threatening incidents, every second, every minute matters. But for those who just sort of hate the police, they'll always have an excuse. Here's one of the students protesting the move.
They don't have the proper training to deal with situations to de-escalate and not escalate with firearms and armed protection.
Except that President Wrighton, in his letter to students, specifically said, quote, "Only GWPD's most highly qualified supervisory officers who have met specific training requirements, including formal police academy training and specialized firearms training, will be armed. The university will form a review board to provide additional oversight." And then there's this argument that was apparently echoed in a letter signed by more than a dozen student organizations that arming officers is a threat specifically to minority students and the surrounding community.
I believe that the decision to arm GWPD will only serve to make the community more dangerous, particularly for Black and brown students and the broader community that calls Foggy Bottom home.
Except there's no evidence to support that this change will have that impact unless you're more broadly anti-police. James Tate, who's African-American, is the chief of police. He has been serving GW since 2020, now helping to lead this new policy. Tate has met with student organizations, including the Student Association and the Black Student Union, to help people feel comfortable with the university's plan. But you have to wonder whether they even want to feel comfortable, whether just sort of attacking the police more broadly isn't the goal here. For those who thought, maybe hoped, that the days of reflexively sort of being anti-cop, talking about how implicitly the cops are going to do bad things, that those were largely behind us, well, sadly, we may have to think again. And that does it for us tonight. Thanks for watching. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.